Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. It's now Monday evening and it is 5:05. Must be crackerjack. I'm showing my age. If you're born in 1965 or 1970 then you'll know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, ask your mother or your father. Anyway, I have decided that I am going to do something slightly different with my weight loss journey. And what I'm going to do is I am going to still do Slimming World menus, but I'm going to do calorie counting because I do think with Slimming World and all the free foods you can go over. Now don't shoot me, don't all shout and shoot me. Personally, this is my journey and this is what I think, and I do think that you can go over with your free foods if you're not careful, if you're not doing like I'm doing. I started on Friday doing calorie counting, and what I've got is an app on my phone called Lose It. And it's really good. I'm really quite impressed with it. You put in your weight, your height, your age, blah blah, and it tells you how quickly you can lose that weight at a pace that you want to lose it at. So mine is I think it was the 10th of June that I will get down to the weight that I want to be. So bit of a slog to go, but I'm allowed 1,365 calories a day, and that includes your snacks. If you exercise, then obviously you can put that down as calories and you get yourself in credit, so you get some more calories to eat basically. So I've just been to work 7:30 this morning and I finish at 4. I do a 40-hour week. I've come home and I've walked the dog. I come home at lunchtimes. I don't walk her at lunchtimes. I walk Kimmy in the morning before I go to work. I take it in turns with my husband. So if I walk her in the morning, it's like normally about a 15-20 minute walk, not very far, just a quick, sort her out business, do her business, and then I come home at lunchtime and she just gets let out in the garden, so I'm not doing any exercise then, and I do drive to work, so yeah. But when I get home, I've just done 2.5 miles, brisk walking, and where we live is pretty much like that. So it's a brisk uphill walk and a brisk downhill walk back. So I've done that, and I put the time and everything, the steps and whatever, and I put it in. It's dead easy. I put it into my Lose It. Christ, if I could do it, anyone can do it. And I think I've got 800 calories left for tonight's tea. I'm just watching some water, sorry, because I'm going to boil some eggs. You'll have to excuse me a minute while I just pop my eggs in. For tomorrow's lunch this is. So tomorrow's lunch is going to be egg and cress salad. So I'm just sticking in 4 eggs to hard boil. Where'd I get to? Can't remember now. Oh yeah, I got about 800 calories because I've been out and done some exercise, so I've got a bit more calories than what I would have done had I not done that. I think I got 200 extra calories from my brisk walk, which was practically a run. I'm still a bit puffed now, and I've come back and got changed. So, what have I eaten today? I have eaten, basically, Jason made me breakfast, which was rather nice, and I had overnight Weetabix. I had 2 of those with some whole frozen strawberries. I had 5 strawberries that I got from Lidl's this last week, with a tiny little splash of milk, and then 3 dessert spoons of natural yogurt. So that was breakfast with a cup of coffee and sweetener and milk from my milk allowance. And then I had, what did I have for lunch? I had quite a frugal lunch. I had my red cabbage that I made yesterday. If you watched my video yesterday, Sunday, I did a double whammy of red cabbage. And Linny, if you're watching, hopefully today you won't need your big apple catchers or your tenor lady. I might need it, but I think you'll be all right. So the red cabbage, yes, I had a bit of a disaster with my red cabbage. If you'd like to go over and have a look at that video. If you've only just tuned into this video, then you probably won't realise as yet, but you soon will realise that I am very, very accident prone. That was yesterday. I've hurt my thumb. This is the same thumb that I cut the other day down here, which is still blimmin' hurting. So now I've got this whopping great blister that's popped, and it's all swollen because I normally wear a thumb ring here. I don't know if you can see. Hang on, how am I going to do that? Can you see that? Well, it's swollen because I normally wear a thumb ring, and I spent 2 hours doing some really quite vigorous hedge cutting yesterday, and not only did I give myself a blister, but my thumb is swollen. You can see it popping there. That's not fat, that's swelling. So I've had to try and get my ring off, and I've got this swollen thumb now. Oh, bloody nightmare I am. Anyway, what was I saying? Calorie counting, yeah. So, oh yeah, my lunch. Sorry, I was getting a bit sidetracked about my ruddy thumb and my eggs. Yeah, I did a red cabbage and satsuma, and I think I put some prunes in there. I can't remember. I think I did put some prunes in, and a few pecan nuts and some ginger. And it was really spicy, really warming. It was very nice. Not spicy hot, just spicy warming from the ginger. So that was my, carrot, grated carrot. So that was my lunch, and I had some yogurts that I showed on my Lidl video haul. I had one of those, a strawberry yogurt, and I've had a satsuma and a apple. So that's what I've eaten so far today. Oh, I had another cup of coffee this afternoon, which one of the guys at work kindly made me. That was very, very nice of him. So yes, I've had a couple of cups of coffee. I haven't had any water today. I've been a bit lax. I took half a bottle of Diet Coke, and I sort of was drinking that, but I've been really busy today, and you know what it's like, you sort of, so yeah, I didn't get round to drinking water. So I'm going to have some water tonight. So I've got my water for tonight. Tonight's tea is going to be burgers, but it's going to be these burgers that I showed you in my video, which I got my PJ bottoms on, excuse me. This time of year all I want to do is get my pyjama bottoms on when I get home. Some venison burgers. So these are the venison burgers. We're going to have these for tea. And I'm going to do them, not in a bun. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to do them on like a, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe butter bean, mushrooms, garlic, a sort of a crushed of the combination of those things, and then sit my venison burgers on top. And then I've got some goat's cheese, and if I've got enough calories over, I might put a little bit of mozzarella on top just to ooze down over the top of the goat's cheese. And then I've got my homemade chutney, which is free, and I have that on the side, and then do a big salad as well with it. So yeah, I'm starving. As I'm talking, that sounds quite nice to me. That's the sort of food I like. That's the sort of food I enjoy, I must admit. I have got some of these tinned chickpea dals. Now, oh, hang on a minute. These ones are made by Mazadar, and they're 400 grams. Now, Could anybody tell me if these are a sin, please? I would really appreciate it if you could. I can work out the calories. It's 114 calories per 100 grams, and there's 400 grams in there. So a quarter of a can is going to be 114 calories. So I can count it as calories if need be. So it's not a biggie. But if anyone knows what the sin value is, I would be interested anyway. If they could comment below, that would be lovely. Anyway, take a breath. I don't know whether to do a video on my tea. Not sure. Are you interested, do you think? Would you be interested in me doing like a crushed... I don't know, it's a bit boring, isn't it? There's not a lot to watch. It's just me, basically, what I'm going to do, my glasses are steaming up. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my butter beans and I'm going to just cook those. And then I'm going to add, what I'll do is I'll sort of, I want to soften those first. So I think I would sort of boil them a little bit first, just to cook them, soften them through. And then I'll fry up some mushrooms with some garlic. And then I'll just crush my butter beans and then add them to my mushrooms and my garlic. And then put them as a base. And what you could do, you could put it in a ring, you know, like a cutter. So you've got a nice, put it inside, pat it down, take off your cutter, and you've got a nice round, you know, thickness of the mushrooms and the butter beans and the garlic. And if you've got some herbs, put some herbs in there as well. And then just grill off your venison burgers or your homemade burgers if you want to do homemade burgers. Or maybe, you know, you want to griddle a piece of chicken or a piece of salmon. That would be quite nice. Or a nice big thick piece of gammon. You could do that. And then I've got my goat's cheese, which I will just do a slice, pop it on the top, little bit of mozzarella on top of that, whack it under the either the grill or put it in the oven, and just 5 to 8 minutes, just wait for it to all ooze down and warm up, and Bob's your uncle, funny your aunt. You've got a lovely lush tea, hopefully, without any disasters, Linny. So, yeah. I don't think you're going to really want to see that. I don't know, are you? Shall I do it? What time is it? Go on then, I'll do it. Right, let's get rid of this. Stand you up properly. God, it's getting warm. I'm blooming warm. Hang on. Alright, let me just make a bit of room. Right. So, I want me butter beans. I did a big shop, so my cupboards are a little bit full up at the moment. I'm trying to get stuffy out in. There's a bit of a juggling game. So, I've got my butter beans. And some of my butter beans, I'm going to want some garlic. I don't know if I've got any garlic actually. I think I might have to use garlic puree. No, little didn't have any. I didn't get any this week because I bought ginger, but I don't want to put ginger in it. Right, so does anybody want to see what my fridge looks like? I saw a couple of YouTubers did what's in my fridge. Should we do what's in my fridge? Would you like to see what's in my fridge? Would you? Hang on. Fridge pickers, come with me. What's in my fridge? This is my fridge. Oh, don't look at the cider at the top. That's not mine. That's Jason's. So, I've got, in here, I've got some Laughing Cow Light and some mozzarella Got some water. Oh, and I've got some real dairy cream light that's been left over for a while. And that there is the chutney that I made the other day, which we are getting through, and that saves really well in the fridge. We've got some milk, and up here we've got some cheeses. These are still left over from after Christmas, which you can see we haven't been eating them. There's a big block of cheese there, look we haven't even touched that. So, God knows what I'm going to do with that. Give it to Mother, I expect. I've got some Greek low-fat yoghurt, and what the heck's that? Oh, cottage cheese, and underneath I've got some quark, some more yoghurt at the back, some grapes, onions, oh there's a little bit of buttery stuck to the back, some diet lemonade, and then I've got some more blooming cottage cheese and some more quark. Loads of that. These yoghurts, the red berry Lidl's yoghurts, which are light. Whether they're free on Slimming World, I have no idea. There's some absolutely stinky cheese, Stilton. Ugh, that's Jason's. Disgusting. And there's some homemade apricot and almond jam that my mum gave me, that a friend of hers made. Then I've got a venison burger and some goat's cheese, which we're going to have tonight. Some light mayonnaise, some peppers, and some ham. This is lovely if you want to go to the fridge and just get yourself, grab a little, snack. And some chicken. And then in here I've just got carrots, mushrooms, radishes, tomatoes, a bit of broccoli in there hanging around, courgette, oh, I told a lie, garlic, lettuce, celery, rocket, what's that, a cucumber, a few more radishes. Yeah, so there we go. It's looking quite healthy at the moment, but we did go shopping on a Saturday and spent £80. So that's my fridge, in case you were interested. There you go. Right, I'm going to have to open the window or the door or something because it's darn hot in here. Let's turn these eggs off. Whew. Everything's steaming up. It's like a bloody Turkish sauna in here. Right, so I'm just going to drain these eggs and stick in some cold water. And they can sit on the side nicely. So, like I said, I've got my butter beans. And I'm just going to grab a saucepan. Whoop daisy. There goes my calendar. Get back up there. And I'm going to try and not cause, as per usual, too much washing up because Jason tells me off. So I'm going to grab my mushrooms. Did I get my garlic? No. Get my garlic. So I'm just grabbing a few bits and pieces while I'm talking to you because I hadn't planned to do this. So, got our venison burgers. Just need to get the other ones. And the goat's cheese. So they're going to be griddled. So I need to get out my square griddler. If I can find it. It's in here. I love this. I bought this not that long ago down at Clark's Village. It's a Denby. I don't know if you can see that on there. It's on here. It says Denby on there. But I absolutely love this, and I will use it at any opportunity that I can. And you get a nice griddled effect on it because you've got these ridges. So, and it's quite cast iron, if you know what I mean. The only thing I do wish, if you're going to buy one of these, don't get one with a handle that you can't put in the oven. Because I wish that had a handle that I could put into the oven, because there's quite a few occasions that I would like to have put that from the hob into the oven, and I can't because of the handle. It'll be knackered. So yeah, if you're looking to get one, really good, Denby, and it wasn't overly expensive. Can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't overly expensive. But yeah, would like to put it in the oven, but can't. So that's going to be for my venison burgers. In the meantime, I'm going to cook off my butter beans, and I'm going to do them in the water that they come in. Put them in blister. So let's get that going a bit. When I lived in Somerset, we used to have a brown food caddy, and when the foods that we didn't eat, in the peelings or whatever, we used to have to scrape it into the food caddy in like these rubbery decompostable bags, and then you tie it up and then take it out and you put it outside in a bigger brown food bag bin, and it had like a lid that you could put the handle over, and it supposedly stopped the cats being able to get into it. Woe betide you if you didn't put your food in the bloody food caddy and the bin men caught you putting food in your wheelie bin. You could get fined. So I was like, don't put food in there. I was obsessed with it. Anyway, moved here and I'm going, now live in North Devon, and I'm going, where's my food bin? Where's my blue brown food caddy? No, they don't do it here. They just chuck food straight in to black bin liners. Don't even have a wheelie bin. Everything goes in the black bin liner. So if we filled our black wheelie bin up with bin liners, bin bags, that was it. If you put spare ones on the floor, they wouldn't take them. If you couldn't fit your rubbish in your bin, you had to, well, you weren't recycling properly apparently. Here, my next door neighbour, I counted, she had 15 black bin bags for the bin man, and the bin men here come once a week. In Somerset, it's once a fortnight. And the wheelie bins aren't that big. You get 3 big black bin liners, if you're lucky, in there. Squish them in, you might get 4. But yeah, I can't believe it. So what's the point in one county doing all this recycling if the county next door, literally an hour and a quarter, an hour away, isn't doing the same thing? And the landfill is all like, I don't know, it just don't seem right to me. Surely government needs to get the bloody act together, don't they? Sort it out. We're willing to do it. Well, I am. I'm more than willing to recycle. But I feel a bit like, you know, I've lost my recycling bug now, because everything just goes in the bloody bin. So anyway, I mean, you can recycle plastic and stuff if it's the right type of plastic. If it's the wrong type of plastic, then you have to chuck it in your normal bin. I don't quite understand that one either. So yeah, so I don't know why North Devon, maybe it's coming. Hope so. I'd like to think it was coming, to be honest with you, I really would. Right, so while I've been chatting, I've been warming those beans, and they are nice. They're warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain those. I'm going to strain those off, that juice. And I'll just sit those beans on the side for a minute. And then in the same pan, I'm going to cook up my mushrooms. Oh, and I've got the fry light with butter, so I'm going to use that. And I've got this pepper pot. Oh, God help me. Honestly, Linny, get your blimmin', get your big knickers ready. I'm about to open a brand new blimmin' grinder. Oh, God. This is what happened to me yesterday. I opened up the brand new blimmin' pepper grinder and the blinking thing went all over. I had 100 wet peppercorns in with me cabbage. God knows what that. Look, my hands all filthy. Where's that come from? God knows. Right. How does this work? Oh, I'm going to have a practice. I think we're safe with this. No, I think we're all right. We're all right with that one. Right. Frightened to death of using them now. I'm frightened to death of opening up glass spices because I cut my blooming thumb on one. Frightened to death of opening up one of these in case the whole bloody thing falls out into me what I'm cooking. Honestly. Right. So I basically, all I've done is I've put some fry light in there. I'm going to chop up some mushrooms and then I'm going to come back to you in a moment. Right. So in my pan, oh hello Missy Moo Moo. Where are you? Where are you? Come here. Come say hello. Come say hello. Have you? Oh, there's mushrooms, isn't there? Love a mushroom, don't you, sweet? You like a mushroom? Yes, she does. Got your winter coat on, haven't you, Kim? You'll be having a haircut in the spring. It's a bit of a while to wait yet, I'm afraid. God, you're going to look a right scruffy mess by the time we get to spring, aren't you? Right, so I've got my pan on, got my mushrooms chopped up. So let's turn that off a minute before I burn myself. I'm just going to put I've chopped them up quite small, my mushrooms. And about half a punnet I've put in there, so quite a few because mushrooms do wilt down to nothing. If I had some spinach, liddles were out of it, which was a bit of a pain in the bottom. I would probably wilt some spinach in with this as well because I think that would be absolutely delicious. Right, so I'm going to put a little bit of seasoning, so some salt, some of this meat seasoning. Ugh. I know it's not meat, but I think there's some flavours in there that are going to be quite nice. And I've got some mint, so good pinch of mint. And then I'm being bone idle, I can't be bothered to do my blooming garlic. So I'm going to use garlic, lazy garlic, and why not? It's Monday night. Right, I've just dropped the tea towel, hang on. Pick that up. So, let's give that a little bit of a whiz around. That's our garlic, herb, seasoning and mushrooms all gone in there. Just going to give it another little spritz of my buttered oil. Oh, smell that garlic. That's lovely. Right, so my butter beans, I'm just going to pop in a bowl over here. And I'm literally going to get a potato masher and I'm going to mash them up. Of course, it's in the dishwasher. So let me find that. Oh, I'll come back to you in a minute when I found it. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this down. That's my mushrooms going on there. And I've kind of crushed my butter beans and I'm going to pop those in now with my mushrooms. Give that a stir around with the mushrooms. And I'm just going to give that a little taste. nice. That is nice. Very nice. There's nothing in that I wouldn't change or add. That is fine. Really, really tasty. So, that's what it looks like. That kind of consistency. Quite thick. Okay? So, I'm going to set that aside now. Sorry. Noisy moo. And I'm just going to stick a plate on top of that. To keep it a little bit warm. Now then, I'm going to oil my pan. Heat up my oil. And I'm going to season my pan. Now these venison burgers, what does it say? Cook from chilled. You can grill them 14 to 16 minutes, or you can fry them 12 to 14 minutes. We quite like our stuff there. We don't like food that's sort of been, you know, char grilled to the extent where you can't recognise what it is. So I don't think I'll see how we go, but I don't think they're going to take 14 minutes. I don't know. So maybe I'll do, you know, 4 minutes on each side and see where we go. I'll come back to you in a minute and let you know how long I cook them for. For the moment they've had 5 minutes, and I put Jason's in after mine because he likes his even rarer than me. I've got out my little tray and I've got my little cutting thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get my mixture and I'm going to pop it. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing from there, so I'll just put the back ring on and stick them on there. So have a bit of a juggle around. Turn them down a little bit, otherwise they will be cremated. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to get, while that's cooking off, I'm just going to get, and I've got to do 4 of these, so I'm just putting in some mixture into my cake cutter. There we go. And literally I just pulled it off, but you didn't see me do that because I put the saucepan in the way, didn't I? So I'll do another one. So put a spoonful in, push it down with the spoon, so it looks like that, and then literally lift it off and you've got the shape of your cutter underneath. So I've got 4 burgers, so I want 4 lots of my butter bean and mushroom mixture. I put my oven on 200. Wait for oh dear. Honestly, you think I do it deliberately, but I don't. God. I'm always in such a hurry. I think that's why I'm so clumsy. Right. Honestly. Calm down. Right. There's our 4 stacks. Just going to check these beauties. They're still quite pink. They do take quite long actually compared to what I thought they were going to take, because they probably had now 8 minutes. So I can still see they're oozing quite pink when I push them down. So I want them a little bit longer than that. So I should carry on for a couple of minutes and that'll be it, and I'll take them off. Right, so they've had 12 to 13 minutes, so they did take a little bit longer than expected. So I've turned them now off, and what I'm going to do is pop them on top of my mushroom and chickpea. No, butter bean. I keep saying bloody chickpeas when it's butter beans. Honestly. Butter beans, duh. And then, well, I'll keep that, I'm going to need that. I'm just literally going to add some goat's cheese. On top. A little bit of seasoning. And a tiny little bit of mozzarella on each. There we go. And then I'm going to pop that in the oven until it all melts. So that's in a hot oven, 200 degrees. So while you're away, I grated a courgette, which I'm going to pop into a bowl. So, and then I've got half a lemon, which I'm going to squeeze in on top. A little bit of salt. Give that a mix around. Going to try that. Nice. Nice. I'm just going to add some oregano, I think, to that. So a little bit of oregano going in. That in, and that's a little side dish to go with it. And then I will just do a normal little salad to go alongside that. So that's one thing. And then I've just got some rocket and some cherry tomatoes, and I've got some of this bean sprout. So that will go on a plate. So I'll get my plates out. Just going to check on my... Ooh, it's looking good. It's nearly ready. Right, so a little bit of rocket. There we go. Tomatoes. A few tomatoes. I have to cut my tomatoes. I can't pop a whole tomato in my mouth. I just find it horrible. It sort of pops in your mouth, doesn't it? It makes a right blooming sort of Yeah, you know what I'm like. I end up with pips everywhere. Cascading down my chin. Very attractive. So, pop our tomatoes on. And then if I can open up, yep, great. And they're nice. I've had the sweet and sour ones of these, which are really nice. These have got a bit of flavour actually, but I'm not sure what it is really. Just bean sprouts. I don't know whether it's got something else in there. But it tastes a bit more interesting than just bean sprouts, I must admit. So I'm just going to pop a few of those on top of there. Like so. The dog's looking at me through the door. The glass in the door. It's gone tea time. I know, Kimmy, it's gone your tea time. You have to wait a couple more minutes, babe. Right. So that's that. I must have another check in here because I think these are going to be collapsing. Yeah, they are ready. So there's our burgers. Looking darn lovely. Just going to finish this off. So I'm going to put some, some of that there. And we've got no pasta or potatoes or rice with this dish, but we have got some cheese. So that's what I'm using my calories. Then, wow, it's not going to work. Hang on. I need to do this properly. Oh, I lost half of it. Oh, did you see that? Pop it back. It is mendable. Because that's not wide enough. That's wrong. No, that's too fat. Oh, come on. There we go. This is turning out to look quite a hearty dinner. So there we go. Venison burgers with goat's cheese, a little bit of mozzarella and a couple of salad ideas. So I'm just going to finish dishing the other one up and then I'll come back to you. So here we have it in all its glory. So let's give it a good old taste. Oh, that is good. That is meaty, cheesy, buttery with the beans, and the mushrooms give it a really nice kick with the garlic. That, if I was given that in a restaurant, I would be a happy girl. That is lovely. And the little side salad is really tasty. It's got a nice bit of zing with that lemon. Really lovely. Like I say, not blowing my own trumpet, but if I had that in a restaurant, I would be a very happy girl. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit of an impromptu video. I wasn't sure what I was going to be making even to go alongside this really. Had a bit of an idea, but it's turned out cracking. Really cracking. Have a good evening and I'll speak to you soon. Ta-da now. Bye-bye.